Well, hello everyone. I'm crossing the Sound of Mull to the Morvern Peninsula. It's a gorgeous day, absolutely stunning. The first proper calm day we've had this year, I think. It's absolutely gorgeous, a real spring day. There's warmth in the sun, and yes, it's just yeah, all the superlatives to describe it. So I'm paddling across to the Morvern Peninsula. Orliston Point is where I'm heading for. I'm just going to mooch around along the coastline there towards Loch Drumbuie, maybe the entrance to Loch Soonart, and then paddle back. I just thought I'd come across, paddle somewhere different. Went round Carve Island yesterday, had a lovely paddle, and today I'm going to spend longer out and just take my time. It would be lovely to just explore the coastline again over here and see what I can see. The number of times I've been before, I've often seen an eagle and otters, so here's hoping for today. I hope I get to see both. If not, it's still going to be a lovely day anyway, and it's just a real joy to be out. Absolutely marvellous. So I'm taking you along with me, and I hope you enjoy, and as always, thanks again for watching, and yeah, I'll see you later. So here I am, made it across. It just took me half an hour to cross from Carve Island to Morvern. Nice easy paddle. So today is not about distance and speed. It's just about exploration and just ambling along and enjoying, just enjoying this perfect day. So just paddle along the coast and just see where I end up. There's an eagle, and off it goes. Look at that. Fantastic. Oh man. So this is Orliston here, and I'd love to camp here. Not done so yet. Maybe sometime this summer I'll come across and enjoy the sunset and the peace and quiet over here. There's a cleared village up there as well, so it's ruins, so it'd be quite interesting to explore. Really beautiful. So this is the point itself, the top end of the Morvern Peninsula. don't believe it. Since the last time I was here, they've built a pier for the forestry. It's what was once a remote and inaccessible headland has now been reached and touched by human development. It's so sad. I did notice a year ago them putting a road in up the back there behind the forestry. You can see but there was an existing road there in the first place, and I thought they were just improving it, but you can see here that they've driven a track all the way down from that road and just up there is all the wood piled ready for loading onto a ship. There's some extensive forestry around into Loch Sunart and Loch Ticus on the other side of the headland here, which is obviously being harvested at the moment. Oh, what a pity. What a huge pity. I feel it in my chest and my stomach, just the, I don't know, it's just dreadful. Yeah, because once the road is there, it's never going to go away. It just leads to further development. It's all very peaceful at the moment, but I can imagine this is a hive of activity when they're unloading wood and driving their massive trucks down here with loaded up with timber. Slowly and surely all our wild places are beginning to be encroached upon. A massive anchoring chain here. So obviously when the ships come in, they must use these to secure themselves. I don't know why it upsets me so much. It's a visceral response. Upsetment. What did I mean? But it's a visceral response that I have to this intrusion into wildness, and yeah, I just feel. I just feel myself feeling defeated by it, really, by human development, human encroachment into our place. I can understand an economic argument. I can understand that that rural communities need to make a living, that there's a need for employment in these far-flung places on the British Isles. There's a need for economy development for Scotland as a nation. but there's a cost, and the cost is our wild landscape and wildness, and it's a loss that I feel keenly, because although to all intents and purposes it's not huge imposition, that road and the pier, it is an imposition. It has been driven into the landscape, and it's there now for for perpetuity, really. Maybe I'm holding on to the romance of wildness, and being unreasonable, but it's just my immediate response to this development, really. Yeah, it's had quite an impact on me, seeing that landing stage. There I was earlier saying how much I want to camp in Alderstone Bay, in the cove there. Not sure I want to now that it's got a road driven through it. Somehow feels sullied. I do wonder that I look at life rather bleakly sometimes, and find myself overly affected by these developments. Maybe I need to be more sanguine about the way of the world and how things happen. But sadly, I think I'll always be impacted by our encroachment into wild space, because I just don't see it ever ending. It's going to be it's a continuous process. I guess the key is to enjoy the moments that I do have, like this right now, rather than fretting about something that I have no control over. Is to enjoy what I do have control over, which is this very moment right now, and enjoying my solitude and the peace I'm experiencing right now. Yep, there's a lesson there for me. I can understand that. This is soothing. This is better. I love where streams meet the sea. The fresh water encounters the salt. There's an Iron Age fort up there as well, which I must explore one day. Time for tea, I think. Going to the entrance to Loch Drumnaburi, or Loch Drumbury as we commonly know it. Popular anchorage for sailors. Very, very sheltered in here. Somebody's perfect hideaway. Must be magical. Well, this is the end of the road. This is the Dorlin, which is the gap between Morvern and this island of Oronsay on my left. Ahead of me there is the high ground is the island of Carna, which sits in the Loch Sunart, or at the mouth of Loch Sunart, and or the mouth of Loch Ticus rather, and Loch Sunart. Normally in high water you can paddle straight through into a magical area of skerries and little islands, but because it's low water now, there's no way I'm going to get through, and it's pretty muddy. It's so silent and so peaceful. Incredible. On the ground. I've just hopped out. I'm going to have a look at an old structure that I've seen when I've paddled through here when it's been high water. I've never been here when it's been low water, so I'm going to have a look. It looks like an old fish trap. Quite a considerable construction. incredible. So there would have been this dry stone wall across this gap, so when the tide goes in, the fish would go in presumably, and then when the tide drops, the fish would be left trapped behind the wall. It's quite a considerable construction, and look at all the mussels. Fantastic. Wow. There's an old wall. You can see it's a double wall as well. Look at that. It's really interesting. You can see how it's held the water up behind. Fascinating. Hi. That's me leaving Loch Drumbury after a lovely explore, and heading home now, I think. It's a beautiful afternoon. Very slight breeze from the north. Gorgeous. So I'm just arriving at a couple of skerries called the Sturks, which are off the top end of Morvern Peninsula, and so I'll pop out here and have a look at them. Quite a bit of tide around here as well, sweeping around them. Oh, interesting. Just lumps of rock, nothing else. Beautiful views down the Sound of Mull. And the other Sturk, the little Sturk. It's the cardinal mark, south cardinal mark for little Sturk, or the Sturks. That's a buoy that marks the danger of the rocks that we've just visited. I can see a big bulk carrier, I think it's the Omen Bridge, heading up the Sound. So I'll just hang around until that it's close enough for me to begin to make my crossing, and then they won't get confused and worry about me cutting across their bow. Very pleasant. There we are, back across the Sound of Mull, paddling into Tobermory Bay, and yeah, fantastic day on the water. Wonderful. Well, there we are, another trip. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful spring day, really lovely. Longest trip so far this year, so that's been good for me. I can feel it in my arms a bit, but it's been great. I've been thinking a lot about my response to seeing that concrete pier earlier on, and I guess the question I'm asking myself is, the people who lived in Orliston, the village that was cleared in the 19th century, if that was still populated, I wonder what they would what they would make of it. And they'd probably see it as a benefit, because obviously it would be a road into their village and employment of some sort for them. So while I might bemoan what I perceive to be the loss of wild space through development, human development, infrastructure, others would have seen it differently. And of course the highlands or the coast that I know is wild now, 150 years ago, 200 years ago, would have been quite populated, comparatively speaking. It would have been very different. There would have been small settlements dotted around the coastline with people living in them. So what is empty wilderness now would have been populated with small communities. So it all changes over time, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say, and that's what I need to be mindful of. Nonetheless, while we still have wild space, it's good, I think, to try and keep it just for the generations to come, for those folks yet to arrive in this world, so that they too can revel in places that are remote and not often travelled by humans, because it's good for us, I think. Anyway, so that's that's a note to finish on, and thanks again for watching the film, and for your likes and your comments. It really means a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and help my channel grow. And yeah, I look forward to making another film sometime soon. So take care, and all the best. Thanks a lot. Bye. Oh, I don't want to go ashore. I could sit out here forever. I'll just soak up the sun for a little bit longer.